Are these episodes going to be the best to watch?
No.
Probably not.
Okay, we back. And we resuming.
So,
Hopefully not too fuming.
oh. What?
What are you,
What are you doing there? What are you doing there, guy?
What did you see?
Yeah. I don't care for your candid nature, sir. This is... What did I say? Bitches get stitches. Oh, this is even worse.
Oh, what, you see me? I see you too.
And stab. Ooh, ninja.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was a ninja.
Yes, that was. Yeah, I wasn't ninja-ing. I was... Oh, actual ninja. How do you see?
Did he see me do the other guy? Because he might have been facing that way when I did it.
Maybe? But, like...
Because he doesn't see me.
Yeah, I guess pay attention, make sure he's not looking. Because the girl seems to be permanently faced off to the right. So then...
Or maybe it's because I did it that way rather than here. Does he see?
You see him? No.
Okay. So that must have been it.
Don't mind me, kids.
Computer.
Oh, it's moving, moving. Oh my god.
Yeah, who did that?
It was a ghost. Oh, Brian, you better fuck me on your desk to get the ghost to go away.
Yeah, just don't look up, bitch.
Oh, Patty, you office slut.
Oh, God.
Oh, you did it. You did it, Ryan.
Oh. That's
It's gonna be at the console, isn't it? It should be the checkpoint, yeah. That means hide from them. Yeah, how do you get out of there?
you have to rope perfectly. Jump and rope at the right time. You have to wait for him to be turned around, jump, rope, and instantly zip up. No time in the light. Oh, what the fuck? I thought I did it. Good. Do it.
I'm ready to die.
Oh, that was like 3 turns.
Yeah.
At least we got the console thing. We're perfect till then. Ninja.
I was about to say I'd love to play like a drunk ninja game where you're just a really bad ninja. Okay. But then I remember there actually is like Adult Swim has a game that's actually kind of like this.
Really?
Where you're a ninja, you're more like a samurai, but you're on drugs.
Oh, so, like the drunken hobo thing.
Yeah, so you're like high and you're killing all these people, and you keep tripping out as you go through the levels. And nobody notices me because I'm a ninja.
Okay, going down.
Alright, so now we got this level. Oh, good. It is all dark, so they might not totally see you if you move quick enough. Let's see. Oof.
No, I think this is just kill.
This is the, like, hey, here comes combat area. I'm sure, try to see if you can avoid, like, they might do the little scan, so if you can get up high enough, you might be able to swing over to that platform over there.
Oh, that's a platform. That was tripping me out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I would at least try, because
if I can strangle him.
Mm-hmm.
But then that guy might see, and that might start this whole room.
Yeah. Well, none of
There's
them.
no doors, though.
Also, there's a big chunky mech in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that thing.
That's what they're building in this underground facility.
Oh, no. That's why they need all the fake windows.
That?
Oh, and there's the scan. And there's him shooting. Oh, got the combo.
Oh, fuck me. I'm dead.
Oh, no you are not. You are baby Jesus. Aw.
That was weird. How the fuck did I survive that? My hitbox is weird.
Oh god, why checkpoint us at that part? We gotta go through the elevator every time.
I'm cool with that.
Elevators are gay. So gay. Try leaping up and above. Yeah, see? There we go. Making chokes chicken. Oh, you can't. Ooh. Did anyone else get alerted? Yep. Shit. Now, let's see. So now we got that business going on. You throw your sword, and then you'd be safe to land on that dude.
And... oh! I have the sword retrieval.
Do you already have it back? No, you don't.
No, but, like, I can do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter, though, because I need a turn to do it.
Yeah. Well, now jump back on the guy on the right.
There's some lockdown.
Shit.
Oh. Man, they're, like, covering each other. This is weird.
Yeah.
I like...
It's weird. It's almost like they're challenging me. It's almost
do
like
your puzzle, boy.
They're presenting more crap for me to have to deal with because they think I'm getting better at the game. God damn. How dare they?
So it is just kill.
Oh shit! Oh shit! They said, man, we want some more hits. Man, it sound like some shit from 06.
What is good, my niggas? Yes, it's time for the book club again, because in this part of the episode, after things fucked up when we started over again, somehow we didn't record the mic. So I'm here to fill in for the blank space with our book club again. So, continuing on with H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, we are on Chapter 8, Paragraph 2. After a time, too, I came to connect these wells with the tall tower standing here and there upon the slopes, for above them there was often such a flicker in the air as one sees on a hot day above a sun-scorched beach. Putting things together, I reached a strong suggestion of an extensive system of subterranean ventilation, whose true import it was difficult to imagine. I was at first inclined to associate it with the sanitary apparatus of these people. It was an obvious conclusion, but I was absolutely wrong. And here I must admit that I learned very little of drains and bells and modes of conveyance, and the like conveniences, during my time in this real future. In some of these visions of utopias and coming times which I have read, there is a vast amount of detail about building and social arrangements and so forth. But while such details are easy enough to obtain when the whole world is contained in one's imagination, they are altogether inaccessible to a real traveler amidst such realities as I found here. Conceive the tale of London, which a Negro, fresh from Central Africa, would take back to his tribe. When I started off saying the N-word, I didn't know I would also be talking about black people in this chapter. I apologize. That wasn't intentional. What would he know of the railway companies, of social movements, of telephone and telegraph wires, of the parcels delivery company, and postal orders and the like? Yet we, at least, should be willing enough to explain these things to him, and even of what he knew, how much could he take back? How much could he make his untraveled friend either apprehend or believe? Then think how narrow the gap between a Negro and a white man of our times, and how wide the interval between myself and these of the Golden Age. I was sensible of much which was unseen, and which contributed to my comfort. but save for the general impression of automatic organization, I fear it can convey very little of the difference to your mind. In the matter of the sepulture, for instance, I could see no signs of crematoria, nor anything suggestive of tombs, but it occurred to me that possibly there might be cemeteries, or crematoria, somewhere beyond the range of my explorings. This, again, was a question I deliberately put to myself, and my curiosity was at first entirely defeated upon the point. The thing puzzled me, and I was led to make a further remark, which puzzled me still more, that aged and infirm among these people there was none. I must confess that my satisfaction with the first theories of an automatic civilization and a decadent humanity did not long endure, yet I could think of no other. Let me put my difficulties. The several big palaces I had explored were mere living places, great dining halls, and sleeping apartments. I could find no machinery, no appliances of any kind, yet these people were clothed in pleasant fabrics and were at times need renewal, and their sandals, though undecorated, were fairly complex specimens of metalwork. Somehow, such things must be made, and the little people displayed no vestige of creative tendency. There were no shops, no workshops, no sign of imports among them. They spent all their time in playing gently and bathing in the river and making love in a half-playful fashion, and eating fruit and sleeping. I could not see how things were kept going. Then, again, about the time machine, something I knew not. What had taken it into the hollow pedestal of the White Sphinx? Why, for the life of me, I could not imagine. Those waterless wells, too, those flickering pillars. I felt I lacked a clue. I felt, how shall I put it? Suppose you found an inscription with sentences here and there in excellent plain English, and interpolated there within others made up of words, of letters even, absolutely unknown to you. Well, on the third day of my visit, that was how the world of 800 and 2701 presented itself to me. That day, too, I made a friend of sorts. It happened that I was watching some of the little people bathing in the shallow. One of them was seized with a cramp and began drifting downstream. The main current ran rather swiftly, but not too strongly for even a moderate swimmer. I will give you an idea, therefore, of a strange deficiency in these creatures, when I tell you that none made the slightest attempt to rescue the weakly crying little thing which was drowning before their eyes. When I realized this, I hurriedly slipped off my clothes and waded at a point lower down, cut the poor mite, and drew her safe to land. A little rubbing of the limbs soon brought her around, and I had the satisfaction of seeing she was all right before I left her. I got to such a low estimate of their kind that I did not expect any gratitude from her. In that, however, I was wrong. This happened in the morning. In the afternoon, I met my little woman, as I believe it was, as I was returning towards my center from the exploration, and she received me with cries of delight and presented me with a big garland of flowers, evidently made for me and me alone. The thing took my imagination. Very possibly I had been feeling desolate. At any rate, I did my best to display my appreciation for the gift. We were soon seated together in a little stone arbor, engaged in conversation, chiefly of smiles. The creature's friendliness affected me exactly as a child's might have done. We passed each other flowers, and she kissed my hands. I did the same to her. Then I tried to talk, and found out her name was Weena, which, though I don't know what it meant, somehow seemed appropriate enough. That was the beginning of a queer friendship which lasted a week, and ended, as I will tell you. She was exactly like a child. She wanted to be with me always. She tried to follow me everywhere, and on my next journey out and about, it went to my heart to tire her down, and then leave her at last, exhausted and calling after me rather than plaintively. But the problems of the world had to be mastered. I had not. I said to myself, come into the future to carry on a miniature flirtation. Yet her distress when I left her was very great. Her expostulations at the parting were sometimes frantic, and I think altogether. I had as much trouble as comfort for her devotion. I'm getting lazy. Nevertheless, she was somehow a very great comfort. I thought it was a mere childish affection that made her cling to me, until it was too late. I did not clearly know that I had been inflicted upon her when I left her. Nor until it was too late had I clearly understand that she was to me, as she was to me. bold wording. For by merely seeming fond of me and showing in her weak, futile way that she cared for me, the little doll of a creature presently gave my return to the neighborhood of the White Sphinx almost the feeling of coming home, and I would watch her tiny figure of white and gold as soon as it came over the hill. It was from her, too, that I learnt that fear had not left the world. She was fearless enough in the daylight, and she had the oddest confidence in me. For once, in a foolish moment, I made threatening grimaces at her, and she simply laughed at them. But she dreaded the dark, dreaded the shadows, dreaded the black things. This book's really fucking racist. Darkness to her was one thing dreadful, and it was singularly passionate emotion, and it set me thinking and observing. I discovered then, among other things, that these little people gathered into the great houses after dark and slept in droves. To enter upon them without a light was to put them in a tumult of apprehension. I never found one out of doors, or sleeping alone within doors after dark. Yet I was still such a blockhead that I missed the lesson of that fear, and, in spite of Weena's distress, I insisted upon sleeping away from these slumbering multitudes. It troubled her greatly, but in the end, her odd affection for me triumphed, and for 5 of the nights of our acquaintance, including the last night of all, she slept with her head pillowed on my arm. But my story slips away from me as I speak of her. It must have been the night before her rescue that I was awakened about dawn. I had been restless, dreaming most disagreeably that I had been restless, dreaming most disagreeably that I was drowned, and that sea anemones were feeling over my face with their soft palps. I woke with a start, and with an odd fancy of some grayish animal had just rushed out of the chamber. I tried to get to sleep again, but I felt restless and uncomfortable. It was that dim gray hour when things are just creeping out of the darkness, when everything is colorless and clear-cut, and yet unreal. I got up and went down into the great hall, and so upon the flagstones in the front of the palace, I thought I would make a virtue of necessity and see the sunrise. Yeah, I can keep going. The moon was setting, and the dying moonlight of the first parlor of dawn was mingled in the ghastly half-light. The bushes were inky, black, and the ground a somber gray, the sky colorless and cheerless, and up the hill I thought I could see ghosts. These 3 several times. As I scanned the slope, I saw white figures. Twice I fancied I saw a solitary white ape-like creature running rather quickly up the hill, and once near the ruins I saw a leash of them carrying some dark body. They moved hastily. I did not see what became of them. It seemed that they vanished among the bushes. The dawn was still indistinct. You must understand. I was feeling that chill, uncertain, early morning feeling you may have known. I doubted my eyes. And that is where we shall stop for this time. So welcome back to the book club. I don't think it'll be happening again anytime soon. I've checked some of the future episodes. We should be fine. But until then, I will bid you adieu and give you my parting words.
Betty Booper sure stuck it in my pooper. Woo!